Welcome everybody to our global collective meditation for healing our collective sexual energy. The reason why I felt called to hold this meditation with you, my beautiful community here around the world, is that I have a strong feeling, and I wonder if you share that too, that there is a deep energetic cleansing happening on the planet. We are being flooded with light, and it's an incredible opportunity for us to really very quickly and much more gracefully than in the past to release very, very deep layers of fear and distortion that have been operating individually and collectively, and for us to start recognizing where we need to step in to our sacred blueprint and our original and most elevated and greatest potential. And so what I'm seeing in the news, not necessarily the mainstream news, but very much in the alternative media, is that there are a lot of big shadow currents, shadowy events and happenings that are coming to the surface. And if you're awake to that, you'll of course be reading and sharing certain bits of news and certain things that are happening in the world. If you're not, don't worry. I don't need to go into that into any depth at all. But one of the things I've been noticing as new information comes to light is very much to do with our collective human sexuality. And it's to do with the ways that our sexuality has become deeply distorted and in some cases very abusive and exploitative to women and to children and to vulnerable people and to men as well. And my feeling is that the fact that a lot of stories are coming to the surface means that we're really coming to the end, karmically and historically, to a very, very long period of human history where our energy was just deeply distorted and put into fear, and where our sexual energies, which are designed to be such sources of light and power and presence and joy and just pure spontaneous creation, have become battlegrounds for power and control and fear and domination. And all of us have taken different roles at different times. If you believe in multiple lifetimes, even in different lifetimes, we've all taken different roles and had different experiences of being victims and perpetrators. And we still carry that at deep layers of our energy body. And we also may still be carrying that in our very cellular body. And so what we have then is that we're still holding on to old collective energies of our sexual energy being suppressed, being diminished, being used incorrectly, being put into fear. And I don't want to talk a lot about sexual energies per se, because there is so much I could share about masculine sexual energy, feminine sexual energy, and how they interact. And if you want to explore that further, I have articles on my website and all sorts of information. I don't want to go into that right now. What I want to do is just take a moment for me and for you and for us to simply acknowledge in our lifetime, here and now, how we have felt removed and wounded and somehow taken away from what is really our true divine purpose through our sexual energy, which is to shine and love and create from a very innocent and loving place within us. So this is the energy I feel that we now have the opportunity to heal at a massive collective level. And as we know, our circle here is very powerful. We have done some amazing meditations together and felt incredible shifts and connection and love for our entire world. So where I'm inviting us to go today is into a very deep place of acknowledgement, remembering, and feeling that's very deep in our collective roots. So the roots of our energy system that plunge deep into the earth, where we hold our historical, ancestral, and collective memories. And I'm also going to invite us to just dive deep into our bodies, to invite healing at a cellular level into our individual bodies as well, as we begin to clear this energy. And the purpose is for us to seed and spark liberation. So everybody on this call or listening to this meditation is in a different place. Perhaps you've done a lot of work on your sexual energy. Perhaps you've dealt with past sexual and emotional wounding. Perhaps you've worked at a very deep multi-lifetime layer. Perhaps this is very new to you and you're just stepping into this kind of work. Wherever you're beginning in this work, this meditation is designed not only to offer a healing intentionality into the whole world, but also to allow you and invite you to step up and release any layers of holding, and remembering that you're ready to release right now, however deep they may be. So as the meditation progresses, I want you to keep checking in with yourself. I want you to keep checking in that you're feeling safe within yourself, that you're feeling aligned with doing this work. And if at any point it feels too much, feel free to just very gracefully bow out and give yourself a very sweet and gentle holding. But my intention is for this meditation, as profound and powerful as it will be, for it also to be a very safe and gentle experience for all of us, because we're now at a time where we can heal deeply, quickly, and gracefully, and the kind of healing journeys that may have taken years or decades in the past are sometimes happening just spontaneously. It's really quite amazing. So I want you to remember that you have this incredible support, the universal energy that's beaming in through us into our planet, into the core of our planet, and really supporting us into a very quick awakening right now. And as we go into this meditation, which we'll do in just a few moments, I invite you to remember and hold a very loving energy for the people who are still in deep sexual trauma, perhaps some kind of sexual enslavement, or in very difficult and stuck relationships, or people who are being abused and victimized and don't currently have the power that they need in their own very real incarnated lives to release themselves from that right now, because this healing is very, very much for those people. And as you probably are aware, there are many, many people around the world who are in that position. And so we want, just like the point of the arrow that we are, the ones who've awakened, the ones who are awakening, who have the power to heal, we want to be moving forward ourselves, but carrying with us and making a very held and safe space for all the beautiful beings on this planet who are still in a very difficult and dark situation. So what I'm going to do is just invite any questions that are in. I hope that that was clear. And if I don't hear anything in the next few moments, I'm going to start the practice, okay? So nothing coming in so far. I'll just give it a moment. Well, that's good. That must mean that I was fairly clear. Very good. So let's begin. So I invite you to begin this beautiful global meditation by starting with yourself and acknowledging your true and courageous self that is sat in your space. And enjoy some very deep and nourishing breaths into your belly. And just feel how any tensions in your chest and your belly are just very gently unwinding as you allow a liquid light to flow down the front of your body, and land in your womb. So if you're a woman on this call, in this meditation, your womb space is right at the pit of your belly. And if you're a man, you can also just become aware of this very beautiful space in the bottom of your belly, whatever name you want to give to that. And just keep allowing some beautiful, nourishing breaths to flow down like a liquid right into your lower belly. And we're going to start this global meditation in a very individual way. Really just working to start by releasing any layers within our own womb space, feminine womb or masculine womb, that are ready to shed deep, historical, collective energy patterns that belong to an old paradigm of distorted sexual energy. And I invite you to just hold an intention right now that you are going to invite in a deep healing light into your womb, into your lower belly space. That is simply going to release and shed any layers that you may have of distorted or wounded sexual energy that you're now ready to release. So you don't necessarily have to be aware of what that is. It may be that particular layers, events, feelings, perceptions arise for you. And if they don't, it doesn't matter. It's enough that you're holding that intention. So as you're holding this clear intention to release any old, collective, historical, individual distortions or wounds in your sexual energy right now, I invite you to put out your hands as if you were receiving something into them. And I invite you to call in a healing light. It could be a crystal, for example, or it could be a waterfall of liquid light tumbling into your hands. And I want you to imagine or see or feel how there's a healing light arriving in your hands. Maybe you see a stone or crystal that's got a particular color or vibration. Maybe you sense a liquid stream pouring into your hands and you see or feel the color and the energy of it. And if you don't feel anything at all, just trust that that light is arriving simply because of the intention that you've placed. And let your hands fill up with this energy. This energy or light that is going to deliver your intention, to heal any of the collective and historical patterns of wounding that are in your womb or your belly or anywhere else in your body that you feel is necessary. Take a moment to feel and thank this light for being here with you. And now press that light right into your lower belly, into your womb. And feel that light shining right through your womb and right through the back of your body. And keep holding that intention that this light is clearing old layers of sexual wounding and distortion that you've inherited or received collectively or historically that belong to our human patterning. And just notice how you feel as that light goes into you. If you like, you can call for more light to arrive and take in more and more, receiving it in your hands, pressing it into your womb. And just know and trust that this light is streaming deep inside you into the physical and cellular structures of your body. And it's deeply cleaning and cleansing old memories and patterns, old emotional signatures. And it's penetrating right into your DNA, into your genetic code. And it's helping to clean the DNA that holds so much collective patterning and wounding, so many memories of so many generations. And as you do this, you may be aware of feelings, memories coming up. And if you wish, you can say out loud, "I am releasing," and then name the feeling, name the experience, name the emotion, name whatever it is that's being released. Keep inviting in more light. And now imagine that you're just receiving even more light than before. Just see it arriving. And just press that anywhere in your body that it needs to go. Any other part of your body that might be holding these distorted imprints. Perhaps in your thought forms, the ways that you think. Perhaps in emotional patterns or triggers. Perhaps in layers of trauma and wounding around your heart. Just invite this light in deeply to wherever it's needed. Invite it into your solar plexus, where you might hold emotional imbalances or power imbalances. Invite that healing light into your legs, all the way down into your feet. Invite the light into your kidneys, into your spine, your nervous system. So that deep triggers and deep behavioral patterns are also being cleaned, which have been sourced in our collective distortions and fears. And feel yourself just gracefully stepping away and rising beyond our history. All the sad collective stories that humanity has lived. Use this light to wash the whole of you. And feel how you're being called to transcend that old story and create something new. For a moment, I just want you to invite in a feeling or an emotion or an image that represents to you your new sexual reality, your new sexual energy, who it is that you wish to become and what you wish to create. And I invite you to shine this light of the new self and the new reality and the new sexual energy that you wish to shine with. And feel this expanding all the way through you. Feel this shining through you. And feel yourself connecting outside of yourself to all the other members of this circle, as we each allow our energy to unfold and expand across the world. It's as if we're creating a new energy signature that is deeply healing, that is deeply inspiring for all beings on this planet. Just allowing the energy of your new, beautiful, embodied, clear energy coming through, lighting up the world. And you have a unique signature and vibration, but when we start to unite these energy vibrations, we start to create a grid that's going around the whole world, and it's sending a light to all of humanity. And so invite your light to join up with the light of all of those with the same intention, blanketing and covering the earth, reaching all men, all women, available to them to receive when they're ready. And now I invite you to let this beautiful light and beautiful energy that we are creating and enveloping around the world to start penetrating into the earth herself, to penetrate into the body of the earth herself. So you can do this by imagining that the new light, the healing light, the new information that's starting to unfold from you, imagine or see that this is starting to shine into the earth under where you sit. You are like a beautiful flashlight or beacon, and your light is shining into the earth where all of our collective roots lie, where the memories of our ancestors, where our history, where our patterning lies, where the foundation of the old way, which is being quickly cleansed and healed, resides. So as you individually shine the light of this new, clear, clean, bright, personal, sexual energy, as you shine this into the earth, our collective web of energy is shining and penetrating all the way into the earth and all the way into her core. And that very same light is shining into your roots, your personal roots, the energy that goes into the earth, and it's shining into the roots of all of humanity. So as you're following and tracking this light into the earth, there may be aspects of our collective root energy that you become aware of. Perhaps it's historical periods of time where we deeply wounded each other. Perhaps it's particular things that have befallen men and women in our history that still continue to wound us today. Perhaps it's particular patterns of behavior, particular forms of distortion that we're now ready to help release. As you take your light, as you take your consciousness into the earth, just become aware of what's being released. Just know now that your consciousness is now accessing the entire history of humanity, not only where you were born, not only where you live now, but everywhere upon this planet, reaching back thousands and even millions of years. Your light, our light, is penetrating and healing this with a new information. And this new light is allowing the old to dissolve. However old it may be, however powerful it may have been. So that any patterns of domination, subjugation, abuse, manipulation, fear, control, any of these old patterns are now being accessed and cleansed from our very human roots deep within the earth and from our collective memory banks. And just know that these energy foundations are now being healed so that we can again restore our deep connection to our own humanity and to the earth, so that we can stand on firm foundations of purity, light, power, sexual freedom, aligned creativity, soul purpose, sacred union. These are our new foundations, the ones that we need to stand on, and the ones that the earth wants to hold for us. So as we keep shining our collective light into the body of the earth, right down to her core, we are letting her know that we no longer need her to hold all of this history. that was so toxic and tragic. She can release this now. We wish to return to our foundations of light, true connection to earth, to ourselves, and to each other, men and women, united in light, each shining their unique, sacred sexual light. And I want you to become aware that every single human being on the planet is being impacted by this practice, as our collective sexual wounds are being cleansed from our roots. So I want you to call your attention now back into your body and become aware of this unique, sacred sexual light that's shining through you right now. Take a moment to celebrate yourself, shining this beautiful light. And return to that feeling of all of our lights being united and connected and creating this wonderful grid or network or blanket of light around our world that's penetrating every single human being. Just take a moment to acknowledge this amazing work that you're doing and connect in love to all of us, all of humanity. And if there is a particular person or a group of people who you feel need to receive this light as a cleansing, as an information for their soul, then take a moment to bring them to mind. To hold them sacred, to invite them to receive this. Now, very gently come back to yourself. And I invite you to set the intention that the sexual healing and the sexual light that's been sparked within you today is going to keep unfolding and integrating in the days and weeks to come. come now back to a more physical sense of your breath. And just feel this light penetrating, staying with your body, anchoring into your body, your physical body. Enjoy some deep physical breaths into your belly. Take a moment to feel your hands, your legs, your feet. Come back into your space and thank and honor yourself for this incredible work that you have participated in today. Thank you.